Welcome back to They Did What? Your source for the internet's craziest, most entertaining stories, where I go over them, analyze them, and most certainly make fun of them. Today, gonna go over a story titled, My Wife Cheated and is Now Begging to Come Back. And guys, this story is all about a guy. He's been married to his wife for 5 years. They've been together for a total of 13 though, and have an 11-year-old son. And long story short, she screwed everything up. You're going to see here in the story, guys, how his wife definitely started having noticeable behavior that didn't quite add up. Noticeable behavior that definitely is aligned with cheating, and you all know that. Always on the phone, girls' nights, suspicious behavior, that type of stuff. And there's more than that. And eventually, he started calling her on that, and she, because she is so confident in herself, and obviously what her worth, decides she wants to leave and call it quits. Takes off. And eventually, you're going to see, finds actual proof that she was cheating. And as you can imagine, things didn't end up too well for her. Now she's begging to come back for a second chance. And guess what? He ain't having it, which is great. Lately, I've been noticing a lot of these stories I cover, these guys are not taking these cheating wives back. And of course, there's the usual waterworks and drama and all that. So that'll be a very good one to go over here, guys. A lot of good stories lately I've been covering where guys aren't taking this crap anymore, and it's great to hear. So it starts off, says here, this is my first post, but I've been lurking on here since it all went down. So this is all pretty fresh. My wife of 5 years, I've been together for 13, and I caught her cheating in the first week of May. I found DMs that painted the entire picture, but it still burns just thinking about it. She started talking to this guy at the beginning of March, and towards the end of March is when I started to notice the change. Social media selfies were extra, going out to the same club and bar more and more, and this is where she met this guy. She would go with girlfriends and her mom and sisters. So at first I didn't think too much of it, but once she started coordinating going to this place, which is not like her at all, I knew something was up. I would randomly try to check her phone, but had a complex password, etc., and all the red flags. So right there he mentioned it all. Lots and lots of social media selfies. Classic sign, pay attention to me, pay attention to me. Lots of going to the clubs and the bars with their girlfriends. But here's the question. Why is he allowing this? This is what happens when a guy doesn't lay on the law saying, hey, look, we're married now. You don't need to be doing all these selfies of yourself for social media, Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook, whatever. We're a family here, okay? You can have that for family stuff, but not you taking pictures of yourself at the gym or at the beach or anything. No, Or going to clubs and bars with girlfriends. No. This is the problem we have nowadays. It's people have been too lenient on what people should be doing as a married couple. And of course, the women all say, well, you're trying to control me, or you're insecure, and say, hey, look, I can't control what you do, but I can control what I do. And if you're going to do these things, then we're not going to be a couple. End of freaking story, and I'm out of here. This is not what I want in a marriage or relationship, period. And she can either get in line and behave, or she leaves, or he leaves. End of freaking story. But all these things, classic example. Anyway, a week before I caught her, I called her out on the rift between us because I'm sure you all have known how a cheater acts. And she says she thinks we need to separate because we are too different, blah, blah, blah. Well, she wouldn't be doing that unless she found herself a guy that she thinks that she can obviously mooch off of and is better than her husband. Right there. Look at her attitude. So I agree and tell her if she wants to separate, she needs to leave. And we agree that I will give her time to find a place since I have always been the provider. We do have an 11-year-old son, so she has chosen to not work for a long time. Well, no, she isn't just abandoning the father here, she's abandoning the son. Fast forward a week, and I find the DMs and confront her through text. All she says is that she's coming to get her stuff when I'm at work. So he finds the proof of her cheating, and she just doesn't care. Hey, I'm coming to get my stuff. F you. So she moves in with her sister, no job, no money. We do agree that no matter what, we would share 50-50 with her son. On May the 4th, that was the day I caught her. There was zero contact with her for the first 2 weeks. Her own sister and mother were disgusted with her and trying to be a shoulder to lean on throughout the hell I was going through. Well, that's cool that her mom and sister are on this dude's side. But of course, they're still going to take her in. But they don't want her sleeping in her car. But where's her boyfriend during all this, huh? Clearly, the Chatter Tyrone she met at the club doesn't have a whole lot of time for her coming to his place. That's because he's probably shacking up with another girl. Says here, I couldn't sleep, eat, or run my own company, so trying to hold together has taken every ounce out of me to keep this moving. That's what a strong man does. Even though things are going through hell, he has to keep things going. Knowing that she threw away everything for a guy at the club makes me sick. What she's putting our son through for her own selfish desires. I've not been the perfect husband by any means, but I've been a faithful provider for our family the entire time. And to rub salt in the wound, she starts going on social media and posting lies that we've been separated for a long time and we were going through a divorce and then she met someone else. Of course, she has to post her life and the details on social media. That's how these jackasses operate. It's so unfortunate. You have a whole generation of quote-unquote adults, 30s, 40s, that are parents, around my age, that act like adult children. And as they wonder that the kids nowadays act the way they do because the parents act like children. They're on social media trying to get attention. They're so distracted looking at their bullshit online, not paying attention to the kids. And the kids need their parents. The kids need the kids nowadays more than ever. You read all the time in the news about kids raising hell in the cities and the schools. It's like, where are their parents? The parents aren't paying attention to them, not being good parents, being good leaders. It's a freaking shame. It goes on. I did start the divorce process through mediation because at least until now we agree on most everything, but I'm sure that will change. Guarantee it will change. After a month of hell and no contact, me just avoiding knowing anything about her and her new life, I started to pick myself back up and kind of look forward to the future, at least for a few months at a time. Then a week ago, she sends me a half-ass apology text for the first time admitting she was wrong. The only reason she's admitting she's wrong is because her options are limited. Because the grass isn't green on the other side. Now she wants to come home. But not with this guy. She crossed the line. I ignored it and planned on not responding to anything that didn't have to do with our son or the divorce. Very smart. Don't engage with her unless it has to do with your son or divorce. In fact, you used to have the lawyers dealing with her. He wrote this a little off. A few more the next day saying she wanted to talk and how sorry she was. Then the following day were about 100 voicemails and texts begging me to forgive her and take her back, and how she was blinded and will do anything to make it right. She was blinded, what, by her stupidity, by her own selfish behavior? Too bad. You make your bed, you lie in it. This guy was good to her. He admits, hey, I wasn't perfect, but believe me, I was faithful and great provider and all that. Turns out that she got a DUI a few nights before, and I guess without me to hold her hand, her world is crumbling around her now all of a sudden. I also believe in karma and that it would catch up to her eventually, but I seriously didn't expect it to happen this fast. Karma usually doesn't happen that quickly. So in his case, he gets to witness this. But no, she got the DUI, and she obviously doesn't have a job, and all these other things, and so now she wants to come back. Believe me, if she had money and didn't get this DUI, and things worked out with this guy that she wanted, that she was cheating with, I guarantee she wouldn't want to come back. She's only doing it because she's run out of options. Don't buy it. And this is what they do, guys. This is why you don't take back a cheater or someone that you've broken up with where it's gone really bad, you know. And for a brief moment, I felt a small victory for once after the month I just went through. But that faded fast, and for the past week and small progress that I made start all over again. I'm staying strong, but there is that little devil in the back of my mind tempting to see if I'm willing to change. But trust me, I know it's just desperation attempt by her. No, she's not going to change. Don't even think about it. Given that he's been with her 13 years and they share a kid together, you can see how that enters his mind. But no, don't do that. This is ongoing now, and she keeps saying how she'll show me that she can be a better person, but I was better off when she was just living her new best life. Yeah, he was starting to get to the point that he was getting used to moving on, and then she's back. That's usually how it works. Sorry for the book, and a terribly written one, as there are so many other details to make it even more effed up, but this is the summary. But thanks to anyone who just reads this. This sub has been a place where I don't feel alone. So many guys feel peace, and they feel better writing out these stories and getting some answers. I just reread what I posted. I want to add a few more details. When I found the DMs, she'd been sleeping with this guy for at least 3 weeks before she had the separation, saying that she was going to the store or to her sister's house when she was going to see him. I would take my son to practice and go to the gym, kind of like my routine after work, and she would use that time to sneak around. And that's only what I know because of Snapchat and Instagram was how they communicated. So God only knows how many other times she lied with the Snapchat messages that were deleted. Yeah, you only found the tip of the iceberg. Guaranteed most of the stuff that she deleted and hid. He also says, and also when she first talked about separating and divorce, she said she didn't want anything anything. The house, just 50-50 with her son. But the day before I found the DMs, I reactivated the fact that we cannot live together and be separated through text. And through text, she blew up and told me that this was her home and would not leave. And legally, if anyone needed to leave, it was me. Oh, now all of a sudden she wants the house. And by the way, he did a lot of run-on sentences here. I think he was drunk when he was writing this. I had to already fix some punctuation and spelling. Yeah, now she wants the house back now that, the lover is no longer in the picture. And legally, if anybody needed to leave, it was me. He said, I guess she read something on Instagram. He says, thank God I found her old phone the next day and was able to log into her social media because she used the same password for everything. I cannot imagine what kind of hell she would have put me through without me having concrete evidence. Yeah, he's got all the evidence he needs. I just hope he doesn't live in a no-fault divorce state. Just want to thank each and every one of you for your words of advice and encouragement. And I'm taken back by how many people took time to read and comment. I definitely will post updates and try to reply to you all. Well, I'll be paying attention to this, but no. She's a freaking asshole. There's just no other way to put it. Selfish, childish. I mean, again, I'm guessing that they gotta be at least in their 30s. He doesn't mention the age, unless I totally skipped by that. But acting like a freaking kid. Their 11-year-old son probably is more mature than she is, But good Lord, but this is the world we live in. But again, thank God, more and more as I do these stories, these guys are actually having a pair and kicking these a-holes to the curb. And again, this is a mother. She just has no problem leaving. Well, she did say she wanted 50-50 custody of her kid, but still, her kid was not the top priority in her mind. So I wish this guy the best. Listen to your lawyer. Don't engage with her any more than you have to. Do not take her back. And the lawyer will be worth every penny. So make sure you have a good one and listen to your lawyer. And you will get over her and move on and do not end up with somebody like this again. Now some comments before I wrap this up. One guy says here, man, that is so effed up. And yes, it seems to me this one is doing the same thing. She clearly needs him economically, which is the one reason to think she really doesn't love you. OP, because she didn't even care about risking putting herself in the situation when she saw the opportunity to go for another guy. There's a lot of premeditation in her acts too, with how she lied to you and everything. Don't fall for this trap. Just like in Return of the Jedi with Admiral Akbar, it's a trap. That's exactly what's going on here. Don't fall for it. Next one says here, stay strong and get the divorce. She's coming back now because you're her safety net. If you take her back, she'll only be faithful as long as the guilt lasts, and based on your description, that won't be very long. Don't try to reconcile for the kids. You'll end up showing them what an unhealthy relationship looks like and make it seem like it's normal. Yes, better to be divorced, and the father is a good role model to the son, because they get back together, it'll be the same bullshit all over again, because she'll then know, hey, I can get away with whatever now. And she'll be back to it again. The kid will think it's normal, and he'll end up in a relationship just like that. And as a parent, you wouldn't want your kid to be in a fucked up relationship. Another guy says here, no, whatever you do, do not take her back. She won't stop. I learned from experience. My dumbass married the mother of my kids to get her to stop cheating. Well, that is stupid. The reason I did that because I thought I believe one of her excuses for cheating was because I didn't put a ring on it. Please don't do it. It'll make you miserable. Another guy says here, keep your head up. Keep moving forward. She has made her choices willingly and deliberately to be in the position she is now in. Well, she was in a lot of positions. That's what got her into this mess to begin with. Have you ever done it already? Lawyer up. Get this show on the road. Get the evidence you need to prove infidelity. Well, he has the evidence. If you're in a no-fault state, you're probably going to be taken to the cleaners money-wise. If you have a joint bank account, take out half so she can't empty it at night. Get a counselor for you and your child. You're going to have to make time to get your head on right. And you're going to have to protect your child as much as you can from her poor emotional outlets in this extremely stressful time. Protect your kid. And remember how her mother and sister were on his side. That says everything. It says it will get better. Don't let her bring you back down to her level. If she wants to go out and break her vows by banging strangers from the club, that's on her. If she wants to break the law by getting drunk and driving, that's, again, her poor choice. If she had a problem with how the marriage was going, there were dozens of acceptable ways to go about expressing those. Infidelity isn't one of them. Good luck. Most of us have been there, and all of us will listen. That's awesome. Good people in the comment section. So, yeah, I mean, again, notice how instead of communicating that she's unhappy, this is how she handled things. And unfortunately, that's how a lot of people do. But he should not have been allowing her to go to clubs and bars and stuff like that. Lay down the law. Look, this is not what a married woman does. We're a family now. We go places together as a family. You know, if you want to have your friends over, they can come over to our house. We're not going to clubs and bars. No. And the social media, that's another red flag. You don't need to be taking pictures of yourself and selfies. I don't want to hear because you want to make yourself feel better. Bullshit. These are all things that are clear-cut signs among also guarding the phone, always fucking around with your phone, everything like that, sneaking away to text and take calls. You put them all together, definite red flags, and you guys have heard this before. So you got to be careful, and you got to lay on the law. You're in a relationship, particularly a marriage, and they can say, "Holy crap, you're insecure. You're trying to control me," and say, "Hey, I can't get." Like I said before, I can't control you, what you do, but I can control what I do. And if you're going to do these things, which I don't approve of for a marriage, then I'm out of here. And if I take the hit, I take the hit. And watch. If she knows you mean business and she respects you, she'll cut the crap. And if not, you move on. But these are things you deal with early on before you even consider marrying someone like this. So I spend years with them, getting to know them, all areas for years. Her family, her friends, all that, and establishing boundaries from day one. Otherwise, you can deal with shit like this. So I wish them the best. All right, guys, that is it for today. Be sure to comment down below what you think about this. And be sure to like the video, share it with your friends, and subscribe. I'll catch you next time.